Good morning, morning, morning. How are you today? My name is Sandra. My channel is called Sussex Sandra, and welcome. I know I look a hot mess this morning, but you know what? I'm not literally getting ready for work, so you're going to be watching me get ready. What a mess, I know. This morning I'm going to be doing a foundation review. It's a foundation and a concealer that has recently been launched in America. Unfortunately, the product's not over here, and that seems to be a common theme at the moment, where products they launch in America and then we might get them maybe a few months later, sometimes 6 months, sometimes a year later. I could not wait that long, so I decided to buy the product and ship it over. Let me show you which one I got. Let me just get hold of it for you. The products I got were from Juvias place. It was the foundation and the concealer, so two of these products here. Okay, so what can I tell you about the products? Right, so if I tell you about the foundation, so the foundation, it's called the I Am Magic foundation. It comes in 42 shades, and what's good about this foundation is that the woman who designed it, she decided to put the foundations into 3 categories. So the 3 categories are called kingdoms. So you've got the dark kingdom, I think she called it the Nubian kingdom. She had a sort of a I cannot remember what the 3 kingdoms are called, because I'm looking on the website and they haven't got it described how they described it originally. So on the website it's described as a dark kingdom. Let me show it to you. So you've got the dark kingdom like that. So I've got the light from the windows reflecting on my phone there. You've got a medium kingdom, and then you've got the light kingdom. Within each kingdom, to help you find your shade, you can then go by your undertones. Let me do the light kingdom so we can have a look. So in the light kingdom, you can describe which category you are, which skin tone you are. So you can go fair or light, so that's those two there. That's light and that's fair. And then within each of those, you can break it down again. So say I select fair, then you can describe which undertone you've got. So you can go cool, neutral, warm. I'm just going to pick cool for now, and then it gives you a suggestion of what shade you are. So that's in the shade finder. So if I go back to, say, the dark kingdom, let's do the dark kingdom. So again, we've got the dark kingdom there. So I'll say I fall into that. And then you describe your skin tone. So are you deepest dark? Are you deep dark? That's the category I put myself in, deep dark. Then you've got dark. Okay, so that's the 3 categories there. So for example, I put myself in deep dark. Describe your undertone, cool, neutral, warm. And then say I picked warm, it would give me my shade Togo 210, which is not quite right because that's the shade I've got today. That's not how I did it originally, so they've literally changed the way how you find your shades on this now. So I'm not quite sure whether, because I know I would have put neutral. If I did neutral now, it would have given me 205, which is just the shade darker, I think it is. No, it's a shade lighter than the shade I picked, but I'm soon going to find out. So maybe I should have chosen Tanzania. I'm a bit nervous about the foundation shade I've picked, because the way how the site was set up before, it gave a full description about the different kingdoms, the different undertones, and it had a different way of doing the shade finder. So this now seems to be a different way. Maybe it's possibly more accurate. We're soon going to find out. So the foundation itself costs $20, so it's very affordable. And the concealer costs $14. So look, there you go. Foundation is $20. Concealer is $40, and then they've got a whole set of brushes. This is the foundation brush that people who in America and those over here who got the PR kits, this is the foundation brush they were sending out with it, which costs $13, which is a very affordable price, I must admit. I decided not to buy the brush because I've got loads of brushes here, and I'm just assuming that anything I've got here should be enough. Shall we do this? Does it say about the coverage that you get from this? From what I've seen on everybody who I've watched on YouTube, the foundation is extremely full coverage. So I normally like a medium to full coverage, so let's see. And it also seems that very little goes a very long way, so I really don't need to put much on. So look, there you go, that's all the shades there. all 42 shades, and it is a really good shade range. The majority of the people I've seen on YouTube who have reviewed this product, they've absolutely loved it. I've seen a couple of people who have tried it and they haven't got along with it after their wear test. So again, really don't know. All the people who got it in PR, they've loved it. So, but that's, you kind of expect that when you get people who get it on PR, don't you? It's the people who buy it. They're the reviews I actually always want to pay attention to. So again, I would say 85% of the people who bought the product really loved it, absolutely loved it. I know those who have got oily skin, who I watch, they've really loved the foundation. And they said it gives good oil control for up to say 4 to 6 hours, which for me would be really good. Then after that your oil start coming through. So I'm gonna see how we get on today. All right, shall I prep my skin and then we see, or should I just check the shade first? It's not like I can do swatches and see if it's going to be a match or not, because this is the only one I've got. So I've got the shade 210 Togo. I mean my chest is lighter than my face. I normally just match with my face, to be honest, but let's see. So there you go, brand new. This is the first time trying it and I am darn scared. That noise you're hearing in the background is my fan, because I get really hot. So when I come out of the shower sometimes in the morning, I just get the sweats, which, oh God, I can't get this stuff out. Oh, it's got a seal. That's all good. Right, so it's actually got a seal. That's why I can't squeeze it out. Let's try again, shall we? Oh God, I'm looking at the colour. It looks really dark already. Oh, sugar. Right, let's do this. So let's squeeze. Okay. So that's, well, actually no, it looks alright, doesn't it? Yeah, that looks alright. So, oh, I think I could be really lucky. I think I'm going to be alright. Thank the Lord for that. Yay. Okay, let me set my skin up and then start looking a little bit more presentable. So let me tone my face first of all. So let's do that using my Chem Beauty toner, which I got from the COS box in April. A bit of the ordinary niacinamide serum. It's supposed to be able to hold back oil production. Moisturizer from Amora, which is a balancing moisturizer. All over face primer. I can't remember where I got this one from. It was from one of the beauty boxes. I think it might have been Birchbox or Glossybox. I got it in earlier on this year. So I use this as my all over face primer. And then my go-to primer to control my oils is my Becca Ever Perfecting Primer, Ever Matte Perfecting Primer. And I put this literally on the center areas of my face, particularly my T-zone. And sort of up to my temples. Apparently you don't need much of this foundation on at all, so let's just dab a little bit just all over my face. So I'm just going to do one half of my face for now. See how I get on with that. Let's bring you in so we can see. I hope you don't mind the sound of the fan in the background. So I've just dabbed a little bit on. Oh yes, oh dear, right, I can see this is really full coverage. The brush I'm using is just my NYX multi-purpose foundation brush, which I absolutely love using. Cost £14 and I think you can get it from Lookfantastic, or did I get it from Feelunique? Can't remember, but I got it from one of those sites. But yes, this foundation shade is perfect, so I'm more than happy with that. Oh, thank the Lord for that. Oh, so let me tell you how much this cost me in the end. So as I said, it cost $20 in America to get, and the concealer cost, I think I said $14. To ship it, I think, I can't remember how much it was, I think it was something like $16.75. So in total, the whole lot cost me $50.75 to ship. There was no customs charges, and convert that to our money, and that is, I literally had a damp sponge here a second ago and I can't find it, so I'm just going to continue to use the brush. So sorry about that. I did want to do one side sponge. foundation cost $20, the concealer cost $14, and I think the shipping cost me $16.75. I think that was right. So in total, the whole lot cost me $50.75. Convert to sterling, pound, English currency, British currency, it was £39, and I can't remember how much it was. It was £39 and something. So yeah, call it just £40 it cost me in total to bring the whole lot over. So it's expensive. I did pay for the product, but I really wanted to try this foundation, so I was quite happy to get it. I've also ordered the Pure Cosmetics foundation as well, so that's on its way over as well. And I've also ordered the Yumo foundation as well. So, but that's local, that's in the UK. So that was from Selfridges online. I took the risk and tried to choose my right shade online. So I've got 2 more new foundations that have been released recently coming on my channel very soon. Right, how does that look? That looks alright, doesn't it? Good. Oh, I'm quite pleased with that. Okay, let's crack on because time is ticking and I have to go to a meeting. Am I chairing the meeting today? No, I'm the secretary for the meeting today, so I really got to be there. So I need to get on. So I've got the concealer. It looks like I've got the wrong shade in concealer, so I've got something wrong, and I've got the shade 11. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use it. If I can open it, there we go. That was a bit of a struggle to open. So it's got a nice big doe foot applicator, and I think in the concealers, I can't remember how many shades there were. Oh, I'm really pleased with this foundation shade. I'm so chuffed. Right, so actually this will be alright actually. So with the concealers, I think it was something like 24 maybe. Don't quote me on that. Concealer shades. I'll put the correct details on the screen later when I edit. And the concealer cost $14, which is about £10 our money. So all good. Where is that bloody sponge? Damn thing fell on the floor. Right, so I'm just using a Real Techniques sponge here. Okay, so the concealer, it's nowhere near as full coverage as the foundation, but it's all right though. It's definitely thinner, so you're going to get a more medium coverage, but again it blends out very easily. Just bring that over my eyes a little bit. Yeah, it blends out very easily, as you can see here, so that's all good. Oh, I'm telling you, I'm so chuffed about this foundation shade because I was really worried that I might have got the wrong shade. So I'm just going to do a little bit of the baking powder under my eyes just to set the concealer. Time of application. Oh my god, it's 9 o'clock. Right, let's get my clock app up. 9 o'clock, just after 9 o'clock, so I really need to crack on. I'm going to do the rest of my face and I'll come back to you. Right, there we go. How are we looking? We're looking alright? Face is a little bit shiny because I literally just sprayed my face with the Urban Decay all night setting spray. So yeah, I honestly, I'm just so pleased with the shade of the foundation. It's all looking good. I am going to have to go because I've given myself 35 minutes to get to, no, 40 minutes to get to a meeting which is 20 miles away. Yeah, I'm really going to do that, aren't I? All right, I will see you later. I will try and do a check-in if I can. All right, take care, guys. Catch you later. Bye. Right, hi, I'm just doing a quick catch-up. So the time now is, right, 1:58, so call it 2 o'clock. Can you see that? Just come up to 2 o'clock, so I've been wearing the foundation for, what is it now, nearly 5 hours now, and this is how it's looking. I've literally just come from a meeting in another local authority, which is what, sort of 20 odd miles away. So before I go back to work, I just thought I'd pop home, have some lunch, and then I'll go back to work. So my home is sort of midway between the two areas, so I thought, let me come home and eat rather than pay money and go out and eat. So yeah, this is how my foundation is looking at the moment. Okay, it's not too bad actually. It still feels very light and comfortable. 5 hours in, this is not bad at all, considering I haven't blotted or anything. You can see there's a little bit now of a light sheen on my face, but for me, this is what I would call my natural glow. So I am more than happy with how this looks right now. It has oxidized a little bit, I would say, so it's a little bit darker, but now I would say it is my perfect shade. So happy with the shade I chose. But yeah, it's looking really good. So 5 hours in, it's controlled my oils really well. So I'm really pleased so far. So I know for oil control, when I do my score later on, it's going to be getting a very good score. What happens between now and the next sort of 4 or 5 hours, I have no idea. But yeah, I think at the moment, this is looking pretty good. All right, so I will see you all a little bit later. Take care. Hi, good evening and welcome back. So, end of a long day. Time now is, okay, it is, what's that? It's just gone 7:30. So I've been wearing the foundation for, right, here we go. 10 and a half hours. That's a long day for me. Yeah, so it's about 10 and a half hours I've been wearing this foundation for. And guess what? I haven't blotted once today. Not once. Can you believe it? Right, so let me go through this. I'm just so impressed. So just to remind you, I was wearing foundation from Juvia's Place, the I Am Magic foundation, which looks like this. Comes in an attractive coral coloured tube, squeezy, more like the kind of tube you get moisturizers in. It's the standard size, 1 fluid ounce, 30 milliliters. And I also did a concealer. I did the concealer in shade 11, rather large. And how much do you get in this? I mean, it's almost double what you normally get. It's 10 milliliters, which is 0.34 fluid ounces. So it's a large, seriously large amount of product here. So when I do my final thoughts of my first impression of the foundation, I use a system I created called TOPS. I really should copyright that, but I don't know if it's worthwhile copywriting. So when I say TOPS, it stands for, the T stands for transfer. So does the foundation transfer? So I'm looking at things like, does it transfer on paper, on my clothes and all that sort of thing. I look at the oil control, which is the main thing for me, because as you know, if you've watched my channel for a long time, I'm probably one of the oiliest people you'll see on YouTube. So I look at the oil control. I look at the first P is the performance. So how did the foundation apply? Did it play well with all my other products? Did it blend out easily? How did it feel? Did it melt? Did it fade? Did it separate during the day? Did it oxidize? And any other things I can think about with the performance of the foundation. Next, I look at the price. So the price, is it good value for what it is? The market is, the bracket is put itself in the marketplace. And then I look at the shade range available. So when I do the first two things, I always do the transfer and the oil control together, and I use my blotting sheets. And what I always say is that I tend to find that foundations that are pretty good at oil control, they will use probably about, say, 2, maybe up to 3 blotting sheets on my face. And foundations that aren't so great at controlling my oil will use the 4+ blotting sheets. And then you'll also see the transfer of the foundation on the sheets. So after 10 and a half hours of wearing a product, this is how my face looks. And if you know what I'm like with most foundations, usually if a foundation is not great, I need to turn my phone down, don't I, or it's going to annoy me. If a foundation is not great at controlling oil, I expect oil production to occur, oh gosh, usually within a couple of hours, but definitely before 4 hours, because 4 hours is my cutoff, because that's when I normally start producing oils, because at the end of the day I'm an oily girl, so that's what happens. With this foundation, you'll see in my midday checkup, in my halfway point, it was about 5 hours in, you'll see that I started to have a sheen about 5 hours in. For me, that is pretty exceptional for a foundation. Let me do my blotting sheets first and we'll talk about it a little bit more. So I've got my blotting sheets here. Let's do blotting sheet 1. So forehead, usually I get quite a bit of oil and quite a bit of foundation transfer. Right, so you can see the oil coming through there. Okay, so there you go. It's a bit gross, so a bit of a warning if you're not used to this. So that's sheet 1. Foundation, and I am actually going on to sheet 4, but I think what I'm doing here is really just mopping up now, aren't I? So that's sheet 4. Right, so we've got sheet 4, sheet 4, sheet 3, sheet 2, sheet 1. Okay, so I'd say we've got a good 3.5 sheets of oil there, oil and transfer. But overall, you know what, again, 10.5 hours, so it does transfer. As soon as my oil starts to come through, it does transfer. I don't think they make any claims about the foundation being transfer proof. Oh, they do say, and I remember reading about it before, but there don't seem to be any more information about the foundation on this website now. So they've definitely changed the website, which is a bit annoying really. I can't find any more information about the foundation on the website, which is a bit disappointing because I know there was loads of information when it was first released. So transfer, if I'm looking at the transfer, there is no claims about the transfer, but it does transfer, particularly once your oil starts to come through. So I think, given that as to be realistic, I'm going to say I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Actually, I'm not even going to give that. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 for transfer, because it does transfer. Oil control, well, I think this foundation is bloody amazing. Yes, my face is oily, so if you've never seen my videos before, you can say, God, you can't give this a high score because your face was really oily. But if you know what my skin is like, I might be 50 years old, but I've got extremely oily skin. I break out in oils within an hour after cleansing my face. Most foundations, just your average foundation, doesn't matter what it is, high-end or drugstore, my oils will start coming through within a couple of hours. So as I said earlier, I always look for a 4-hour minimum to see if the foundation can control my oils for that. When I did my midday check or my halfway point check, it was 5 hours in and my face was just starting to shine. That for me is pretty excellent. I mean, it's pretty fabulous. So for me, for oil control for this foundation, yes, I had oil at the end of the day, but I didn't look like an oil slick. And there are times when I have come back at the end of the day when I have looked like a proper slick of oil where you can fry your egg on your face, no problems at all. And it looked oily, but nowhere near as bad as I've seen. I mean, I've looked a lot worse, trust me. All you've got to look back at some of my other recent videos and you'll see how bad I've looked. So for me, for oil control, yeah, it's not perfect, but it's pretty much up there. So I'm going to give this a 9.5 out of 10. You might disagree, but I know how I felt with this foundation and how it performed. I didn't blot all day. That blotting I just did just then was the first time I've blotted. So as a first impression, I'm impressed. So 9.5 out of 10 for me for oil control. Performance wise, again, I'm pretty impressed. So I haven't got a mirror here. I never bring a mirror down, do I? Right, let's look at this. I use my little Fenty blotter thing here. Right, so for performance, it went on very easily, it applied very easily, it worked well with the other products. You hardly need any for it to blend out. I mean, you saw I've got pretty much full coverage straight away with a few little dots on my face, and I normally like a medium to full coverage. So this is a foundation that's going to last a long time, and I can actually see this being a foundation I'm going to wear throughout the summer, to be honest. It just felt really light and comfortable, and even though yes, towards early evening I felt the oil starting to come through on my face, it never felt really greasy and heavy and oily, you know, when you just feel like you just want to claw your face and wash your face off completely. Even now, nearly 11 hours in, it still doesn't feel like that. It's just worked really well. It hasn't separated or faded. Yeah, it's faded a little bit, I would say, but not much. I mean, I can still see my blush. Oh, I've got spots breaking out. Oh, that's something to watch out for. Got a couple of spots breaking out here, but I don't know if I had those this morning. When I do my playback, I'll see. But if these spots have broken out during the day, it's going to affect my score, so you might see a change in score. So I'm going to have to review, see how my face looked earlier, to see if these spots were here this morning. But at the moment, I think the foundation still looks pretty good. I'm going to bring you in so you can see how it's looking for yourself. But yeah, it's still not bad. I didn't put a contour on today, but I did put a bronzer on, and I did put blush, and I did put a little bit of highlighter on, but not much. And I can still see little traces of it, of that all on my face. So overall, I'm really impressed with how this foundation has performed. So again, I'm going to give this I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, because I'm really impressed. Price wise, well, it's $20. That's a nice affordable foundation price. It's more expensive than, say, the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, because I think this might be compared to something like that. So it's more expensive than that. It's cheaper than Fenty Beauty, which this might be compared to as well, even though I won't compare it to that. It feels roughly the same, but I'm not going to compare it to the Fenty Beauty one, because I think that feels more drying when you put it on. And for me, it's nowhere, Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation does not control my oil nowhere near like this one. The Fenty Beauty one was actually quite average when it came to oil control for me. I mean, it was good, but you know, it wasn't brilliant, not like this. So I think for price wise, I think this is good for a decent quality foundation. I think Juvia's Place have come in hard with this product. They came in fighting. They came in to make a point to say, you know what, it can be done, because it feels light, the price is good, I like the packaging. So $20, I think that's great. So for you guys in America, yeah, you got it good, and it's available in Ulta now, so you can go out and get it. For us over here in the UK and Europe, it's not available. So you know, I had to ship it over. So when I shipped it over, the price in total, including the shipping charge, it came in at, I think it was £39. $50.75 converts to £39.87.5. Let's call it 88 pence. So £39.88. That's the total price of this foundation. So that's what we need to consider for us who live in the UK, that if you want to buy this foundation, that's how much it's going to cost. For me, it's worth it, because I'm actually going to wear it. It's not going to be sitting in my collection, not being worn. I could be a foundation, unless the other ones that are coming in the post perform better than this. I can see me just reaching for this one all the time. Let me bring you back out again. I'm a bit close, aren't I? So yeah, £40 for us over here. It's a bit of a price. It's a considered purchase. Let's just hope that a store over here picks it up. Juvia's Place is sold in Beauty Bay, because they sell a lot of the eyeshadow palettes. So let's hope that sometime this year that Beauty Bay will pick this foundation up. Let's cross our fingers and really hope that they do that, because if they do, I reckon the price is going to be between £16 and £20, which is going to be a really good price for this foundation. Again, don't forget, going on to the shades here, 42 shades, and it's really rare for people of colour to find I'm going to look at foundation shades, to find more than one shade that can match their skin. You know what I mean? So you could probably choose 2 to 3 shades. That's really unusual for us. So again, giving it from my perspective, to find 3 shades possibly, and I think I probably could have got away with maybe shade Tanzania. I definitely got away with Togo. That was a bit of luck here, and I think there's probably another shade I could have got away with as well. So, you know, and again, looking at people on YouTube, it looks like there's 2 or 3 shades a lot of people can go for. Looking at the people with the fairer skin tones, the fair and light skin tones, again, do your own research. Look at people who you know have got similar shades, wear similar shade foundations to you, and see how they've got on with it. But I've seen that they've pretty much found their perfect foundations and the perfect undertones as well. So that's pretty amazing for a foundation brand to come out with their launch and to just hit those undertones perfectly. It's not so much the shades, it's the undertones, because foundations have come out and when you put them on, they're just like orange on application, or they're really red on application, or they're really yellow on application. You know, so this was just looked right, perfectly. I mean, for me, I'm very much see, I would have just always said that I'm neutral, and it seems like I'm actually olive neutral, which I just think is really weird. It's just a weird description. I mean, Morphe described it as green, but you know, I think I'd rather prefer olive. And that's when I found foundations that have got that olive undertone, olive neutral undertone. I know that it's going to work for me, just like this one did. So, you know, shade range, I've got to give it a 10 out of 10. I've got to. 20 concealer shades. Again, I always like the fact that the shades are really flexible. So overall, I'm giving this a 10 out of 10 for the shade range as well. What do I think about this foundation? In case you hadn't guessed yet, I kinda like this foundation. I just wish it was more available for us in the UK, because I got this because I was desperate to try it. I really was desperate to try it, but I don't expect people to go out and spend that kind of money to get the foundation. It took sort of nearly 2 weeks to deliver, and so far I've had no customs charge, but I'm kind of waiting, because sometimes with FedEx, and I've had this in the past with other products, FedEx, they deliver and then I get an email maybe later in the day, just to notify me that there's a customs charge. So you know what, let me just check my email now, see if there is an email, because it could happen. There's no email, because usually the email does come the same day, so there's no email from FedEx to say I got a customs charge. So great, because I don't think I would have been happy to spend another sort of £10 again on a customs charge. Overall, personally, I would recommend this foundation for anyone with any skin type, because it seems like even though it was full coverage, it didn't feel heavy, it didn't feel drying. You know how some full coverage foundations, they feel drying. I'm just thinking about like the Estee Lauder Double Wear, that you can feel that when that's on your face, and that's like a full coverage foundation. This is full coverage and it didn't feel like that. It was a soft, flawless finish, and I really like that. For me, it was a natural matte finish, because I've got oily skin. I think if you've got dry skin, it will look more matte, flawless matte. But again, if you're worried about it being too mattifying and drying on your skin, you know what you need to do. Just put on a good moisturizer and a good moisturizing primer and a hydrating primer underneath, do your serums and all that sort of thing, and you'll be good to go. And you saw what I put on this morning. I put on a serum and I put in a moisturizer, and I seem to have managed, and I've got very oily skin. So for me, this foundation is a definite double thumbs up. I'm well impressed with this foundation. I'll continue to wear it for the rest of the week. If anything changes, if I find out that this is what caused my little breakout for a couple of spots on my face there, I will let you know, and I'll update it in the description box down below. Right, that is it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up down below. And since you've managed to get this far in the video, please doubt us yet. What are you waiting for? You know what you need to do. Just press that subscribe button down below and join the family. Now, if you did get this far, I'm also going to tell you about a giveaway, because I want to give giveaways to people who have supported my channel. And I think in particular, because of that glossy box video I did over the weekend, I have to admit, I was really worried about getting a bit of backlash about that, but I was so overwhelmed by the support so many of you gave me. So again, I'd like to give back. You know, I always want to give back. So I want to do a giveaway, and my giveaway is going to be, it's going to be a box of sorts of something. So it's going to be a box of beauty products. I don't know what it is yet, but it will be. So it might be a box that I've got already. So it could be an ASOS box, it could be a Tilly, it could be anything. I don't know what it is as yet. So I've got stuff here, so we'll sort something out. But all you have to do to enter is number 1, be subscribed to my channel, obviously, and 2, I did mention in this video a store that normally sells Juvias Place products in the UK. Just put down in your comment down below what that store was. That's all you've got to do. But be subtle. Just be subtle in your comment. Don't just say, I want to enter your giveaway and the store is... Be subtle, because basically those people who don't watch my whole video, they don't deserve to enter the competition, do they? So increase your chances. You keep your answers subtle, and then I'm going to pick out a winner at the end of this month and I will send that winner something. So what I'll normally do is I contact the winner, usually by putting a comment underneath their comment in this video. Say, hi, you've won. Please DM me in my Instagram. So my Instagram is @Sussex Sandra, nice and easy, and then I'll ask for your contact details. Again, what I normally do, if I don't hear from somebody within sort of 2 days, then I'll pick somebody else, because I don't really want to be hanging on for things. I like to keep things moving. Okay, so do keep an eye out for my comment at the end of the month. So it's usually the last day of the month, which will be what, June the 30th. So probably midnight that night I'll pick out a winner from there. So just put down to enter, make sure you're subscribed obviously, and just say the store that I mentioned that normally sells Juvia's Place products, but be creative in how you put your response in. Yeah, it doesn't have to be the words as they are. You can mention the words in 2 different ways, and you know, you can just be creative so it's not obvious to people who are trying to jump on and just enter a giveaway for the sake of entering a giveaway. I want loyal subscribers, because they're the people who I want to support. You know, I want to say thank you to, not the people who just join for the sake of trying to get a giveaway, because there's too many of those. I see them join, unsubscribe, join, unsubscribe. You know, they keep doing it, and it's like they think I don't notice. I do notice, because every time someone subscribes, we get an email. So I can see how many times people unsubscribe and sign up again. They're not the people I want to thank. I want to thank the people who are loyal subscribers. Yeah, so that's what you got to do. So if you want to enter that, you know what you need to do. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, please give me a like down below. And if you haven't done so already, what are you waiting for? Come on now, I'm giving you all of this. Look at the state of my hair. I'm giving you all of this. All you got to do is press the subscribe down below, and whilst you're at it, if you press the little notification bell, that will notify you when I do my next upload. Alright, take care, and thanks so much for watching. Take care. Bye.